Hello everyone, my name is Phil, and together with Camilo, Dan, and John, we are the Game Pack. Welcome to the 42nd episode of our gaming news podcast, the PackCast. Today we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 5 specs being revealed, Stadia launches the Maker program, Animal Crossing is out, and we'd all rather be playing that right now. Xbox has made some interesting choices for their new controllers, and always we'll round out the show with this week's new releases and what we've been playing. But all that being said, let's get into our first story. The PlayStation 5 specs are revealed. Sony finally pulled back the curtain on the PS5, kind of, in that they haven't showed what it actually is yet. On Wednesday, March 18th, Sony had a very technical video regarding the PS5, which I think was like an hour long.
Yeah,
if you guys can correct me.
Yep.
It's about an hour long. No one understood it, but here are the main takeaways. What do you mean no one understood it?
Did you watch that thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you understand it?
It was just techie. It was just real techie.
Yeah, it wasn't really aimed at consumers.
But they hyped, the PlayStation Twitter tweeted it out. They were trying to get consumers to watch this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta gear it towards your audience.
But
yeah, I think also
it wasn't though.
that people don't necessarily know what they're hearing. They can hear a lot of technical jargon and be like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds so good! I'm going to buy it."
Mm-hmm.
That might have been the audience they're going for.
I was thinking, "Oh my god, when is this thing going to be over?"
Yeah, but I don't. In the announcement, they said they weren't going to talk about any games. It was just going to be about the hardware. So I don't think they lied and represented something.
Yeah. All right, so do we want to go through, John, why don't you go through this list, and then I'll say, you say the PS5 things, and I'll say the Xbox things.
All right, so the PS5 has 10.28 teraflops.
But the Xbox One Series X has 12 teraflops.
That's teraflops of memory? What is that?
That's like CPU
power.
power.
It's like
Like processing,
power.
yeah.
The PS5 has 825 gigabytes SSD internal storage.
Where the Xbox Series X has 1 terabyte SSD internal storage.
And then I think this is the same. They each have 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM.
Yep, that's correct. And then they also both have 3D audio.
Okay. PS5 has expandable storage, and that is also open for third-party storage.
Mm-hmm.
But they did caveat it saying it has to be as fast as the internal storage.
Right. So they're like, they said something along that lines. You're right. Yeah. So, and then Microsoft Series X, expandable storage with proprietary memory cards, which we talked about last week for the Series X games, but you can use third party for everything else that doesn't require those high speeds.
Yeah. Then the PS5 is backwards compatible with only the PS4. Mm-hmm. And the way they phrase it, it seemed like not all the PS4 games were going to be compatible right away.
Yeah, it said some of the top 100 PS4 games.
But then only. I think they had an update where they said 4,000 games are going to be available at launch or something. It was weird.
Oh, that's confusing.
They kind of walked it back.
Because I kept hearing on Twitter and they were kept re-explaining it, and they were like, oh no, it's all PS4 games, but 100 will be
at launch
update, we'll be able to take advantage
updated
of
for the new power.
Yeah, so
Cyberpunk.
Interesting.
Or we'll be able to take advantage of load times and stuff, I guess. Stuff like that.
Well, Dan's referencing what we talked about before, where if you get Cyberpunk on Xbox One and then put it in your Series X, it'll make
give you the
better.
enhanced Series X version, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then what Microsoft Xbox Series X is doing is full Xbox One backwards compatibility and the current backwards compatibility library at launch, and it's backwards compatible with all the Xbox One accessories.
They didn't say anything about accessories for PS5, right? They just...
Right.
So I don't wonder if the DualShock 4 is still going to work, or...
I mean, hopefully, maybe. I mean, I use my DualShock... Is it the DualShock 4? The DualShock. I use the DualShock 4 on my PS3 to play PS2 games.
Use it with a wire.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's a good controller. Like, it's a really good controller, so I wouldn't mind if you could use it in PS5.
I like it minus the giant light and the humongous button in the middle.
I can't stand that controller. It's so terrible.
I love the sticks, though. It's got great sticks. I'm not going to fault it for its sticks.
I've been ranting about that all week playing. Oh, man.
Oh, have you got Origins on PS4?
Yeah, I got Origins on PS4, and that controller, oh my gosh. I'll get to that at the end.
All right. And then the last thing is that the console itself has not been shown, which you said before, but the Xbox Series X has shown off its beautiful, beautiful, thick fridgeness. It's not a fridge, man. Like, I've seen it. It's
a
beefy.
PC tower. That's all it is.
It's like a mini fridge, right?
It's smaller than my PC tower.
Yeah, it's a small PC tower.
Mm-hmm. It didn't seem excessive to me for a launch edition of a console boasting that much mega power.
Have you seen those like Alienware, like weird Omen things? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Maybe.
No. They're like weird, like you don't see my hands right now, but it's like almost like pyramid shaped, egg shaped kind of. That's what the Series X kind of reminds me of. It's just a huge, like beefy, like PC tower, but it's but it's more micro. Like that, those Omen things are smaller than a normal tower.
Yeah, Alienware likes to think outside of the box with their stuff, like putting like racing stripes and spoilers on their PC tower. It's like does it really need all that? I don't know.
They just make stuff to look cool. I mean, and looking cool is definitely in the eye of the beholder. Right. All right. So the Series X is definitely more powerful based on what we just talked about. But do you think that will matter? Why or why not?
I
think it won't matter.
Yeah, because like the games are going to be optimized like for that console. So like the PS4 could use less power, but if it's more optimized, you may not be able to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also I think matters more about the features that will be offered. I mean, if they're close enough, they're going to display relatively as good an image, roughly. Mm-hmm. But if one of them offers cloud saves and the other doesn't, for example, that doesn't have anything to do with the specs. It has to do with like the features that are being offered. So features, I think, are going to make or break. Sony has a really good track record with giving people what they want. They've owned like the last 3 generations just outright pretty much. So yeah, I don't think it'll matter so much.
I think a lot of it is going to come down to Pepsi versus Coke, man. It's like you either drink Pepsi or you drink Coke. Like that's just how it is. You're either an Xbox person or you're a PlayStation person or you're like a hardcore gamer, I guess, and you just you just get both every time anyway.
Yeah, no one's gonna switch from Coke to Pepsi because it got 12 fewer calories.
Yeah, well, I think the last
that it does.
The last generation, the 360 and the PS3, like a lot of people went 360.
They did. Ultimately, PS4 overtook or PS3. Mm-hmm. PS3 overtook Xbox like 4 years in or something like that. Like near the end, they did surpass them.
But I think it is possible to bring people back over. It has to be like the games have to be there.
It's got to be the games. I mean, the thing about the Xbox thing is cool. It like makes me kind of want to get it right off the bat because then I can just ditch my my Xbox One X and get a Series X and have like all of my full functionality, not lose any of my games. Yeah. So it's like kind of like it's an easier transition where like if you sink the money in, like you might not want to sell your PS4 right away because you still have games that you want to play on it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like an easier transition period, I think.
Yeah, Microsoft has definitely a better track record with backward compatibility. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just massive.
It's really easy to change consoles, I think, for both of them, really. Like, I think I traded in my original Xbox One for an Xbox One X, and all I really had to do is I had to wipe the original, but then I just pretty much downloaded everything back onto the X. There was like no system transfer or anything, so it's really easy to trade in, get some money, and put that towards.
When I switched from my S to my X, I had a lot of my games on my external hard drive. So all I really did was re-download my profile and then plug my external hard drive back in, and I was like basically up and running again. It took nice. No time.
Yeah, I didn't have an external at the time. Now I do, so I'll do that probably.
So it was arguably not the most interesting presentation. Do you think that they should have approached it differently, or is it fine? Like, I personally kind of don't care, because I think we all got the information. It got distilled by like random news media outlets, and like the information was released, and we got it by tweets and however you prefer to absorb information. But like, if you are like a tech spec junkie, like you probably really enjoyed the hour-long video. So I don't know, what do you think, John? That was your main beef with it, is that you thought it was boring for consumers.
It was very boring to watch. I didn't understand 95% of it, and I doubt anybody else that's not that techie would understand. Because I don't even know what he's talking about, like ray tracing and.
Ray tracing is like really nice.
It's like a physics-based lighting system.
But like, there was all these like charts. I felt like I was in like school again. Like, I had to watch this PowerPoint presentation, and it just wasn't exciting. They didn't show the console. Like, I feel like Xbox is doing a better job of revealing the information.
Does it matter what it looks like?
I mean, I can't. It's
not
kind of
really.
like
It's gonna sit under your TV in like a cabinet.
Yeah, I don't care at all what my system like.
I don't know.
It matters what the Switch looks like. It matters the form factor of like the Switch. But like, as far as Xbox and PlayStation, like PlayStation 4, my Pro is just like 3 weird rectangles lined up on top of each other. Like, I don't think that looks cool. Like, it doesn't. It just, the innards is what matters. So like,
well, I mean, even not showing it, like Xbox has already shown games that are going to be on the system. Like, they have Hellblade 2, they have Halo Infinite. Like, they had that whole trailer of games that will be there, and PlayStation hasn't done that yet. They have that one Godfall or whatever.
Did you guys see that the green thing on top of the Xbox is not a LED?
Oh, really? What is it?
It's just a green piece of plastic.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be an LED too. But then if you think about it, I kind of am glad it's not an LED, because like, what if you're playing like in the dark and you just have a giant like green lamp shooting up at the sky? Like, I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, it's so much better to not have lights on a system that will illuminate the room.
I don't know. Does your PC probably has lights though?
Yeah, but I turned it to white.
Yeah, I remember having to tape the lights like LEDs on an old PC so I can like watch movies in the dark.
I mean, I just hung a bunch of LED strips in my little gaming nook, so I don't mind the room effect of it all. I set the mood by changing the LEDs.
Mood lighting.
Yeah. All right. I think. Do you guys have any final thoughts, Dan?
Yeah.
So I think they should have just led this. I don't think the presentation was bad for what it was. It's just people are really hungry for what the system actually is, and like what the games are and what it looks like. So like, by them not showing that, and then they show this, people are hungry for that, and they see this, and it's like not aimed for them, so they get angry. So I think they should have like done like a more consumer friendly presentation and showed off some more stuff before they went with this.
I think they're holding back for E3's not happening, but like the E3 time window. Do you think they're holding back for that?
Well, they would have to, right? Or if this is coming out in the holiday of this year.
Because I feel like PS4 had like a presentation in February.
They showed everything in February.
And it came out that Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
They did like the technical stuff, but then I feel like they showed what the console looked like and they showed games. I think that's when they announced Knack and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you guys
yeah.
remember-
And that game was so great.
Do you guys remember when they revealed the PS4 Pro? It was like the PS5 presentation. It was all technical stuff. They didn't show
Interesting.
really anything.
Well, because all they did was add another rectangle on top.
Yeah. I mean, that's not that big of a deal because it was just saying, like, this is more powerful. But it was, like, the same type of presentation.
Interesting.
Yeah. For these types of presentations, you got to take them with a grain of salt. Whenever there is a controlled demonstration of technology, you can guarantee that they have done everything in their power to make sure everything that they're demonstrating is going to work perfectly. So, yeah, I mean...
But they didn't show anything.
Yeah, it was
I
just...
suppose.
It was like a slideshow.
They did say that
Question. Were those people that...
I was about to say that.
Were those
not
people
real
fake?
people.
Those are
they were
cutouts,
fake.
yeah.
Because they were supposed to be... Like, that was... They said in the beginning that was, like, their GDC presentation that they didn't get to have. So, yeah, that was a green screen.
That was so dumb that they put those, like,
it was
people...
weird.
Those, like, silhouettes in the foreground. Like, what?
It was so weird. And Mark Cerny's voice is way too calming.
Oh, yeah.
Weird. It was an odd presentation.
Very odd. But we're excited for it, and show us what it looks like, and show us the darn game, Sony. All right, moving on. So our second story is about something that I thought was dead and buried, but it's still going. It's Google Stadia. Google Stadia launches the Makers Program to attract experienced indies. So Google is rolling out a new program to encourage independent game developers to self-publish on Stadia. Stadia will be offering developers up to 5 physical development kits, an undisclosed amount of funding, and a technical assistance from Unity. To qualify for the program, developers must be building their game in the Unity Engine 2019.3 or later, with a planned release this year or next. Whoa. Their game does not need to be exclusive, but Stadia must be a launch day platform. I see. Ooh.
It's actually kinda interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. Yeah. So they're basically trying to swoop in on stuff that's like already being developed. So they're trying to like steal the they're like, oh, we don't have any exclusives. Like, let's go to these indie guys, throw some money at them, and be like, hey, pledge your loyalty to us. So
it seems like an act of desperation. They're trying to undercut the competition. It's too little, too late. I don't know.
How do you guys think this new program will actually affect the Stadia platform?
It's plugging a hole, trying to plug a hole in a ship that has like 15 holes.
They putting one finger in, something that just is a cheese grater.
So with the current state of the world, a game streaming platform is ideal, right? Because people don't need to have
the system.
They don't need to have a system. They could just go onto Google Chrome and play this game. Mm-hmm. So, like, right now, if they make a big push, it's kind of messed up, but like if they make a big push saying, like, hey, you're stuck at home, you could just play this on your Google browser.
Yeah, and I'll tell just a quick story. So I've been trying to. Couple of my friends have been wanting to play games, but like they don't have consoles because they, are functioning real adults. And
Yikes.
I'm just kidding. But they're like, well, we want to play games together, but we don't have the consoles. Like this actually, like I didn't think about this. Like if we all just went to Stadia and like bought games on Stadia, we could all play together, and like. It wouldn't require any of them to have like a powerful PC. They just need Chrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that experience. Yeah, that experience might not be nearly as good as you might expect, or
but, it could still be.
Why do you say that, Dan?
Yeah, it'll depend on the game as well. Some games don't require fast reaction times, so those could potentially work better than others.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had any, I played Stadia for a bit, and I haven't had any issues with input lag or anything like that.
Yeah, I thought they were the whole thing was they were toting the latency being amazing. Like that's why they can do it.
I could see them putting caps on internet for now, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But so I think the first indie I've seen the first indie developer put stuff on there, and it was the SteamWorld guys.
Okay.
Image and Form. So they put all of their SteamWorld games on Stadia.
Okay.
And for Stadia Pro in March, you get them all for free.
I just like don't think Stadia's like, I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely floundering right now.
Yeah.
They need to figure out how to get more traction, and they just need games like Doom. Doom came to it. I don't know if anybody bought it on Stadia, but Doom is there now. That was their big game back in November when it was supposed to launch, and then it got pushed, and that just kind of screwed them over.
Yeah, I feel like this type of program should have been something that they were like thinking about and trying to implement when they were first planning Stadia, and now that it's been out for a while for them to just now be starting this, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, maybe it'll work out for them.
I mean, it makes sense, but it sounds like they're just like throwing stuff against the wall to see if like, oh, is this going to be the thing? Like, if we can get some exclusives, like people want exclusives, like people complain about like Xbox not having enough exclusives. Maybe if Stadia can have a bunch of exclusives, like,
Microsoft's just buying studios for that. So
yeah, I know.
maybe
this sounds cheaper. This sounds way cheaper. So what do you got? What else do you guys think Google Stadia could do, or could have done to make their platform better, or to save Stadia? Because it's kind of, you know,
the launch. They should have delayed the launch.
Yeah,
because they didn't have any features at launch. They had they had games at launch. They were kind of old, but then they didn't release like any games for months.
Do you think they were trying to get out ahead of next gen consoles?
Oh yeah, but like they should have had all this stuff like ready.
I still don't get the point of having like the Pro, where you like pay per month or something. Because like
the Pro is you get 4K streaming, and
so like if you don't have the Pro and I buy a game, I can't play it in 4K.
No, you have to play in 1080.
Okay, I mean, most people won't play in 4K, but
some people will,
especially if it's like on a mobile device.
That's true.
A lot of mobile devices do have 4K screens, though.
Yeah, but
your data doesn't.
Your mobile device has to be like bigger than a tablet size to even be able to see the amount of detail that 4K brings at that close to your face.
I think sorry, go ahead.
No, I actually had nothing. I was going to be like, what else do you guys have to say? I got nothing.
I think they jumped the gun in releasing it like way too early. They should have had these features at launch. Like they should have had some of them that were that they have now, like the achievement system they have now. They don't have that thing where you could just hop into people's games that they toted. Like, I don't know. I haven't watched anybody.
And where's like the streaming integration?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that yet.
Yeah, I feel like Stadia, like one thing they could have done was maybe like innovate a specific niche, and I don't mean necessarily like online streaming of games. I mean, companies have done that to some extent, but like Nintendo is a great example of they pick something like the Wiimote with the motion controller, and they really innovated that area, and that set them apart from the rest of the systems. And now the portability of the Switch, Nintendo is innovating something outside of what everyone else is doing, and that's what's keeping them shielded from the rest of the battling. And Stadia could have done something like that, not necessarily like VR, but how VR is like a niche within the gaming community. They could have picked something and innovated that specifically as their big brand selling point.
I think the selling point was the tech.
Yeah.
Because their tech is really good. Like, to stream a 4K game in a Google browser, like, that's pretty insane. I remember playing Candy Stand games, those little flash games, like, 10, 15 years ago. Now we're already at 4K.
Yeah, I mean, like, my NVIDIA Shield TV from, like, 6 years ago can stream games and has been able to stream games online for years.
Don't you have to own the game, like, on your PC?
No, I go on and I have access to a service for free, and I can play the game for free. Like, my wife and I were playing through the Lego Movie, the video game, for free, streaming it over the internet. And, like, the big tech with Stadia, I feel like, is we can do that, but in 4K. And that's what the gaming companies do. They push for better graphics, higher resolution. That's the whole push.
I think the tech is that it's any Chrome browser anywhere on anything. Like, to do the thing that you're talking about, you actually have to have a product.
Yeah. That's like having a console.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, yeah.
Like, my friends could do this on their really crappy MacBook Airs. Just open up Chrome and they can play Assassin's Creed, like whatever the latest one is, Odyssey, I think.
I feel like that's also, there's a caveat there as well, because a crappy Chromebook isn't necessarily even going to be able to display 4K.
Yeah, but you don't have to play in 4K. You play in 1080.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not even saying Chromebook. I'm saying MacBook Air with a display out to a 4K monitor. Bam. Playing 4K games.
Yeah, I've got some old crappy PCs that, like, struggle to play 1080p video. But, yeah, I mean, that's, you have to have capable hardware regardless, to some extent. Enough to be able to play back video.
Yeah, but like, most people have computers that can play 1080p.
Don't you still need a controller, though?
I think you can play with mouse and keyboard, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
And I think you can even play with touchscreen. I don't know why you want to, but I think you can.
That sounds awful. Anyways, let's take a quick break, unless you guys have anything else to say.
Nope.
Sounds good. Let's take a quick break with a message from the editor. All right, and we're back. Moving on to a topic that I'm very excited to talk about, and that is Animal Crossing came out, and it is awesome. It has sold more copies in its first week than the launch sales of all previous Animal Crossing games, including the spin-offs. I'm very surprised that it outsold Amiibo Festival.
I probably saw a spike in sales in the past.
So that sales figure is in the UK. So it's all of them combined. It's outsold all of the previous Animal Crossing games and spin-offs combined in the UK.
We're in a global pandemic and it's still doing those numbers.
The launch is 3.5 times bigger than New Leaf. I want to know what is like it's got to be because there's so many more people with Switches.
I think it has to do with, like, there's so much content out there about Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
That people are probably just like, I gotta try this game.
Dude, my wife does not follow anything video game related, yet Animal Crossing is still in her Twitter feed because people are posting about, like, Animal Crossing.
Dude, I feel like, I don't know if we had the conversation on the podcast or just in general.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, we were saying that, like, Animal Crossing is a niche game. I do not think it's niche at all. This thing's going to sell like 25 million copies.
I think we did talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I thought,
but we were talking about, like, as the series, as before New Horizons came out. This game might push it out of that.
Yeah.
It's probably like their second, or it's probably like what Mario's the best selling, and then Pokemon if they consider that.
I mean, New Leaf was a
It sold like 12 million copies.
It was a gigantic success. So I'm not surprised that like it's been building this momentum from the 3DS, and then it skipped the Wii U. People have been waiting. Everybody's got the Switch now, and then boom, Animal Crossing plus Switch plus
It's been 7 years.
Global crisis.
Being stuck at home.
Being stuck at home and having nothing to do, and wanting to socialize with animals. Because this is the only people you could talk to.
I practice social distancing in my town. So.
Did you set up like a 6-foot barrier around your house?
That would be hilarious, actually.
Have you learned the sneezing emotion yet?
Yeah, I learned the emotes now, and you can sneeze on people.
Oh my gosh, I haven't got that far yet. So I guess we'll just start off. I'll throw it over to Dan, and Dan, we can talk about the tragedy that you're experiencing in your household.
Yeah, so my wife put a pre-order on Amazon for a physical release of Animal Crossing. We probably put this in a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Mm-hmm. And yeah, everything is delayed. So we won't be getting the game until, well, we're recording this on Monday, and we won't be getting it until Tuesday by 8 p.m.
Oof.
So I don't have it. I didn't get the digital, and I don't have it.
John will have beaten the game by then.
Yeah, because you could beat the game.
Because he'll find a way to beat the game.
I mean, yeah. I'm not time traveling. I am keeping my town as clean as possible. No time traveling, no exploits.
I am also not time traveling or doing exploits. I did join Snap Click Cat's stream because she, like you, John, is like a day ahead because of the midnight thing.
Yeah, the midnight thing. Yeah.
So I went there, and she crafted me the vaulting pole because like I didn't want to wait the extra day to jump over and pick up all those weeds. So that was cool. But yeah, I'm not time traveling. I'm not doing exploits. Just letting it happen as it goes. Did my first island tour today, where you go to a different, just kind of random island, because I'm trying to build the store. And my major complaint is how hard it is to get the stone, the clay, and the iron. Yeah. Like, why is it so easy to get wood, yet so many recipes require iron to make them? But iron is like impossible to find. Yeah,
I actually heard that if you have like multiple profiles on the same Switch, like you share the same island, so you have to share resources too.
Yeah, that sucks. That's awful.
Oh, so I'm going through and like taking everything, and then so Kat's actually been playing. Yeah. We've been playing
like
together.
Her own villager?
Yeah, she has her own villager. We're playing together. She went through and already paid off her tent by using the miles and everything. It's been crazy because like it's really hard to find a game that like I can play with Kat. Like it was Snipper Clips, I think, was the last one where she's like, "Oh, I get this," and that came out at launch. So like, there's finally a game that's like, she's not getting attacked. She got attacked by a tarantula.
She get knocked out?
Yeah, she got knocked out. That was before we knew that tarantulas were like a hot commodity.
Yeah, you gotta catch them.
I know. I got one and put it in my storage room, and then I caught one more and I sold it, and I was like, ba-bang, ching, 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 ching.
8K.
I feel like I've seen Kat take on a Lionel in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, we used to do... Okay, so we used to make those videos on my YouTube channel where, like, she would try to do something hard in a game. But, it was more like me being like, hey, try this, come on! And it was less her like, ooh, like, this looks fun, let me try. It was always kind of like me pushing to be like, play games! So, like, maybe we'll bring back an episode and make one about Animal Crossing where it's just her stealing the controller from me.
Her stealing all the resources. Not
yeah, I know. Money. But yeah, I am really enjoying it. I think when I was talking to you guys, I think it was right after we stopped filming, I was like, I'm not like hype. I'm still not like, I'm not like so excited, like I can like still manage my day and like not like have like just sit and like play Animal Crossing nonstop. But it's for the same reasons that like once you get to a certain point in Animal Crossing, there's only so many things you can do in a day before you're like, all right, well now I can just catch fish until like my fingers don't work anymore. Like that's, you do everything, you talk to everybody, and then you just catch fish and butterflies, and then so I don't get like so excited because like it's not like Breath of the Wild where I can be like, okay, like I could play this for 200 hours in a day and explore everything. Yeah. It just, I feel like at a certain point during a day, I'm like, okay, and I put it back on the charger. But my battery has been taking a beating.
Yeah.
Like it's been,
oh my god, yeah.
Because I play it in handheld
a lot.
Yeah, play it in handheld.
Kills the battery.
What about you guys? I mean, we've been kind of just riffing, but
I've been enjoying it a lot. I time traveled the first day because I did everything, and I was like, it's not a big deal. I don't want to like do it too much, but it was just like there's nothing for me to do, and I want to play more. So,
did you time travel a day ahead and then go back a day?
Yeah, I went back.
So you did it twice, right? So you get the benefit of 2 days.
Oh no. But yeah, like I've been having a lot of fun. I have been playing with other people, and they've been like helping me. Like someone gave me a ladder before I got the recipe.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
I had someone come into my town and like build me an orchard and stuff, and gave me all the fruits. So I was like, nice. I was gonna be like, like don't do that, but like it's like I just want to be like laid back about it. I don't really. It's not like super competitive like that.
I started my orchard today.
Yeah, fruits you have to get.
Well, no, they were like organizing it and like replanting all my stuff. And
oh, you make them best friends?
Yeah.
I love that you can just pick up trees with a shovel and move them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you have to like, don't you have to eat a fruit?
Yeah, but whatever. There's like 1,000 pears on my island.
But that's why you're breaking rocks.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I stopped doing that.
But now, like, what? You're down to one rock?
I got two.
How do you get? Can you get more rocks?
I don't know. I was looking at that garden rock thing. Is that just a piece of like furniture, or is that like an actual
I don't think
rock
so.
that you can craft?
That'd be cool if you could do that.
Or if you could bury a stone and then like the next day it would grow. But yeah,
the one thing I wanted to mention, like one thing that when you're playing with friends, it's not that you can't really do anything. There's nothing to do. Like, I don't know. There's not much to do when people are in your island. Like, you just run around and pretty much do the same thing when people aren't in your island.
Well, no, I mean, when they're on your island, you can't, like, do certain stuff. Like, you can't put furniture down outside, and you can't, like, edit designs.
You can't sell anything. No, I just mean, like, there's no activities.
You can sell stuff.
You can't play, like, beach volleyball.
Yeah, you can't, like... I think in New Leaf, you could go to the island, and you can play, like, multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that in New Horizons. At least not that I can tell.
Is anybody else disappointed the Switch doesn't have a minigame on it?
Well, was there a minigame on the 3DS?
On the 3DS, if you had a 3DS and a Wii or a Wii U console in your house, you could play minigames.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Are you talking about the Mi Plaza, the Animal Crossing Plaza thing?
No, I'm talking about in Animal Crossing New Leaf. If you had a 3DS in your house in your village, there were games on it. There was like a mini game that you could play.
I never had that.
And then if you played on Wii U, it was like there was like you go to a different island and you could like play with your.
But like, I don't think you needed the 3D. I think that was like part of the island with Cap'n.
You're talking about like the little Wii, like a little 3DS figure or Wii U figure.
Yeah, for the furniture.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything.
Yeah, they did.
I don't remember this at all.
Whatever, it's for Googling a later time, but I remember that you could play like Island Hunt, Island Safari or something if you played on the Wii U or something. And you would go with your villagers and you'd play like hide and seek or whatever. It was a thing.
I remember the mini games on the island.
Yeah, like with the hammer thing, or like who can catch the most fish, or who can catch the most bugs, break the most rocks, stuff like that.
Whatever. I don't remember. I could be
New
wrong.
Horizons. That was 7 years ago.
No, New Horizons was.
No. I mean, the New Leaf was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that dreaded place anymore.
It was wonderful. That game was so good.
I don't throw away old games.
I sold my town in it though.
Question. What are your guys' favorite things to do?
Everything.
Well, what's your favorite? That's like when we asked.
The crafting is fun.
The crafting is cool. I like the getting the miles. I like getting all the doing the achievements to get the miles.
Yeah, I like that system a lot. I really, really do.
They added a lot of new stuff to do. Like, I haven't been bored. Like, I've been grinding like crazy. I've been playing. I probably played like 10 plus hours already. And I'm
sure you've played more.
Yeah, I didn't want to like.
You've definitely played more. If you've like acquired that many bells, you've had to have played more.
Well, no, because I was catching like tarantulas. I was catching like these fish that are like 15,000.
Dude, I caught a fish that was like 10 feet long.
Yeah, the oarfish. That's 9,000. So if you catch more, sell those.
I got to catch another one though because I'm waiting to give it to Blathers tomorrow. What if someone's watching this podcast that doesn't know anything about Animal Crossing?
Like me?
Yeah. I also feel bad for Dan because he's sort of just chilling, waiting us to talk about Xbox.
My favorite thing to do in the game is wait for the delivery man.
Well, I mean,
deliver the game.
I like just my favorite just activity that you can do is fishing. I like fishing. Like it's my 100% favorite thing to do. And I'm a little bit annoyed that the tools break so quickly.
Do you have the better tools yet?
Well, they also break.
I know, but they don't break as often.
Yeah, but it's not worth it though because you got to use iron to upgrade. So I'm like, I'd rather have
that's what I did. I just used the flimsy stuff because I was like,
I would just keep making making flimsy.
Keep doing island tours.
I will. It costs 2,000 tickets, though, right?
Yeah, but you get tickets or miles pretty easily. I mean, maybe I'm just like I probably did grind it too much, and I have like 15,000 miles right now or something.
Yeah, you've played this game more than 10 hours.
Yeah,
because I
paid off my 198K. I paid off my 98K loan. Paid off my 198K.
10 hours is like 1 day of like heavy play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It might be but now during the week I won't be able to play. So I'm just going to completely come to a stop. I'll do an hour, maybe, get the stuff done, and then go to the next day.
I also like just the drawing. I like that you can just do it, just pull it up on the phone and do it.
The phone is a great addition. I love the phone.
Yeah, the phone is awesome. But I will say, why does the Switch have a touchscreen? So many games do not utilize it, and I don't understand why.
Wait, you can't use a touchscreen?
You can use a touchscreen for some stuff, like you can use it for the keyboard. You can use it when you pay off your bells for that little thing, but you can't draw with your finger or a stylus.
That's weird.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I made eyebrows today.
So proud of you.
I wanted to make a beard, but you can't.
I really enjoyed my Link to the Past t-shirt.
No, that was really cool. Oh, I've been seeing people post what they've been making. And it's crazy. Actually, I don't think some of them actually take the time to draw it. They just kind of scan it in. I don't know.
QR code cheaters.
QR code cheaters. Yeah.
All right. Well, anybody final thoughts? Because I feel like I don't want Dan to just keep sitting here, and we also need to move on. We're running out of time. Final thoughts? It's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Amazing.
It's awesome. Best game that I've bought.
Oh, I will say I love the hardware changes for the online infrastructure going from the 3DS to this because it was so slow.
I don't know. All right, so have you had your gates open?
Yeah.
Every time somebody comes in,
close your window. Have you seen that?
Yeah, close your window. Yeah, every time somebody comes in, I don't know, probably a minute of loading screens, and then also when they leave.
Yeah, when they leave, they should just be gone. It doesn't matter. Just have them disappear. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, the loading
scenes?
coming in is long, but like the leaving is pretty fast though.
But if people constantly keep coming in, and then somebody leaves, and then somebody comes in, I
feel like those are streamer problems. That's not a problem.
That's not the norm. Like, people aren't always coming in and out.
But the load times are really long for that.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general.
Phil, did you say this was the best game you bought this year?
I was about to. I was trying to think about what else I bought this year.
Ori?
Oh, just kidding. It's not.
Link's Awakening, was that last year?
Yeah.
That was last year.
Yeah. Okay. Ori and the Will of the Wisp was the best game I bought this year.
Okay.
And I didn't even buy it the first time
That's true. Technically didn't buy it.
But then I did buy it. Because I have that sick collector's edition. Cool. Let's move on. Unless, Dan, you want to give your final thoughts on Animal Crossing?
Nope.
Alrighty.
I'm good.
Moving on, our final story. We're running a little low on time here. Xbox Series X refuses to move to an internal rechargeable battery, so you better stock up on those AA's. So the Xbox Series X controller doesn't have an internal battery for recharging. Even Nintendo, who is known for not being with the times, we say that often on this podcast, moved to rechargeable controllers for the Wii U. So why do you guys think they continue to use this for their default controllers?
They think it's 2005.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't understand the
It's just
cost.
It's got to be cheaper. Yeah, right?
Well, I mean, so let me get a little clarification on this.
Sure.
The Xbox 360
yes
had a little pack that goes on the back.
Yeah, but you could get rechargeable packs. But
right, you could do the same for this, right?
Yeah, you could do it for Xbox One as well. I have the play and charge kit as well for Xbox One.
I wonder if the Xbox One charge kit's going to work in the Xbox Series X.
But it's an additional $25 that you have to pay each time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you think about it, if your internal battery in your controller that doesn't have detachable goes bad, what are you going to do? Open it up and repair it, or send it in for repair? With this one, you could just kind of pop off one and get a new one and just kind of make it fixed.
I mean, I understand that point, but I've had...
If your battery dies, pop a couple of AA's to finish your session. That's another option.
Yeah, but you can also just plug it in. Yeah. I have a 15-foot cable that, if my controller dies in the middle of, it did the other day when I was playing Sea of Thieves, I just plugged it in and kept going.
And in theory,
so you can't plug it in with Xbox?
What?
Are you able to?
Well, but I had to buy that. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, I see. The ability to plug it in, you had to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't see anything inherently wrong with doing it this way. Personally,
it's just it's way too costly for the consumer. You're paying $60 for a controller, but then you have to pay $20 for the play and charge kit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're paying $80+ for the controller. Which I guess
upfront cost is definitely more. If there is an issue, it can save money in the long run, but most likely won't, I guess I would say.
Yeah, I guess my counterpoint to that, Dan, is how many of these controllers are just going to start breaking? I don't buy things thinking that oh boy, I sure hope my internals don't break on this. So I'm going to buy the cheaper version so I can swap out the batteries.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Plus they have, I've had my Switch Pro controller for 3 years. Battery's still good. I've had my PS4 controller for years. Battery's still good.
I think the Wii U Pro controller batteries are still good.
Dude, I got PS3 DualShocks that have internal batteries that are still working.
Yeah, and And I will say that the only rechargeable battery I have for my Xbox 360 controller doesn't work. So there is that.
Yeah, they do fry.
It seems to be more reliable for the internal batteries. So.
I've had to replace those plain charge
Yeah, I've
batteries.
had to buy quite a few. I think I probably bought 3.
Yeah.
I've had rechargeable, like the Wii Mote batteries that you recharge. Those have died on me too.
Yeah, you can always buy rechargeable AA's, but that's still annoying.
Yeah, I was looking into it. It was like there's this company like eLoop or Leloop or I don't know what it is. If you guys know what it is, let me know. But there's like a really reliable rechargeable battery brand that like everybody swears by. So it's like if you're gonna buy rechargeable batteries to like circumvent buying the plain charge kit, they say buy 2 sets of the Lily loops or whatever, and then just have 1 set charging and 1 set in your controller and just keep swapping them.
Yeah, it sucks when you have multiple controllers.
Yeah,
because I just got another pack because I just got a new I got an extra Xbox One S, so I could play with Kelsey, and I had to get an extra battery pack because.
You bought a whole new plain charge kit? Because I just go to GameStop and get the battery packs.
Oh, I think I bought the whole kit.
They sell them like because you can sell them to GameStop. You can go in.
Oh, so you get.
Before GameStop went out of business, you could do this.
Oh, jeez.
Flame war.
Yikes. I could just order it off Amazon.
So what is your preference? Replaceable batteries or internal rechargeables, and why?
Definitely internal rechargeable. Because I don't like having to deal with the replaceable ones.
Yeah. It also seems wasteful.
Yeah. But I do have to say the PS4 controller dies really fast.
Well, it's got too much junk on it. It's got a flashlight. It's got a flashlight on at all times.
Yeah.
And little noises coming out of it.
I don't think it doesn't last as long as like the Switch controller, but I don't think it dies too quickly.
I think
it's like 4 hours.
Because I don't like I'll charge it when it needs to be when it's like dead. Like I don't like go back and like put
I charge mine every day. I just go when I'm done with my PS4, I just plug it in and put the controller on top.
I don't put the cable in until it tells me it's like dead. And even then I'll wait until it's like actually dead.
I've had no problems with the PS4 battery life. I played 12 and a half hour sessions 3 days in a row.
On a single charge?
Just charging them in between.
Oh, I see.
But they lasted 12-hour sessions
I don't think I've ever had it last 12 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't even start flashing saying low battery either. Yeah, so...
Well, that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think internal is a good way to go. When I was playing on the 360, sometimes I would shake the controller a little too hard and the battery pack would just jostle itself slightly loose.
Oh,
and then it would say, please reconnect. I'm like, oh no, my character is being pummeled. Crap, get the battery back in. Turn it on.
Do we know if the Elite controller has rechargeable batteries? I don't think it does. Research squad. I really.
It's $180, so I hope so.
I really want to pick one of those up because apparently it's amazing, but it's $180.
I like paying more for my controller than I do for my console.
Dude, you can do custom. All right, so I don't need to read this.
Yeah, you could like customize the whole thing.
AA batteries. It has AA batteries.
God.
Yep.
$180. So that they could have made it $200 with a rechargeable.
But they give you a set of AA's, man. That'll last about 2 hours.
And they're always like the off-brand.
Yeah, super duper off-brand. All right. Well, that's about as much as I can talk about batteries in an Xbox controller. I don't know about you guys. Final thoughts? Alrighty, cool. So let's move on to the last things that we talk about every week. That's the new games that are coming out this week and what we've been playing. So coming out this week, that's March 22nd through March 28th. On the 23rd, we have Half-Life Alyx coming to PC VR, which is exciting. March 24th, we have Bleeding Edge coming to PC and Xbox. We've got some.
Pass. It's on Game Pass.
And Game Pass? Nice.
Yeah, it's Game Pass.
And we have some DLC coming out also on the 24th. We've got Ghost Recon Breakpoint Deep State DLC and the Ghost Experience expansion coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Then we've got also on the 24th Moons of Madness coming to PS4 and Xbox One. And then War Tile is the final thing coming out on the 24th on PS4 and Xbox One. And we also have some more DLC coming out on March 25th. 2 Point Hospital Off the Grid DLC. And then, wow, on 26th, I was like, oh, and this is it. Nope. On the 26th, we have Assemble with Care coming to PC. Biped coming to PC. Borderlands 3, Guns, Love, and Tentacles, The Marriage of Wainwright and Hammerlock DLC on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I think Borderlands 3 was just on Steam for 50% off. I don't know if it still is, but if you guys don't have it
just
yet,
came to Steam too. I think that's why they did that.
So check that out if you guys don't have Borderlands 3 yet. I think it's half off right now. And then Control is getting some DLC called The Foundation, and that's on PC and PS4. Not coming to Xbox?
I think they have a month exclusivity.
Okie dokie. And Grand Guilds is coming to PC and Switch. And then on March 27th, we've got Grand Blue Fantasy Versus coming to PS4. Lost Worlds Beyond the Page to Google Stadia.
Lost Words. Whatever that is.
Oh, Lost Worlds. I'm pretty sure it's Lost Worlds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Lost
I don't
Worlds.
know. Beyond the Page makes it seem like it's Lost Words.
Oh, maybe. But I thought Lost Worlds was a franchise. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out in the end.
Nobody's going to play it.
One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And then Saints 4 Reelected, which I think is like the remastered edition or the complete edition, is coming to Switch. Saints Row is not a game that appeals to me. All right, so what have we been playing? We pretty much already talked about it, but Camilo, why don't you tell us anyway?
So I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. We already talked about that. So I'll talk about, I've been playing Pokemon. I'm actually getting, I think it was last week I was talking about, I was getting through making my like Pokemon home living decks. And I'm playing Pokemon Silver, and I'm like upping all those Pokemon into Pokemon Bank right now. So like I pretty much have the whole decks. I like what I did was I like got like one of each stage. So like I have like 3 of the same Pokemon for like a 3-stage line, and then I'm gonna like evolve them in the newer games because it's like hard to like level them up in the old game. So that's what I've been doing right now.
Sweet. Dan, what have you been playing?
I've been playing the other AC, not Animal Crossing, but Assassin's Creed. Finished up Syndicate. I did not care for that. I really wanted to like it, but then I started Origins, and Origins, I will say, is a breath of fresh air to the series. It's so much better than any of the other Assassin's Creed games up until this point.
Even like the RPG elements?
I don't like the RPG elements. I think those are the piece that is annoying, as well as the ship-based battle system. They just feel like filler. But other than that, it's such a good game. I'm willing to overlook the other elements because it's so good.
Right.
It's
would you
great.
say that you don't like the RPG elements because that's just not something that you like, or do you think that they're implemented bad? Because I feel like in general you don't like that.
Yeah. Whenever I play things that have like level up systems and skill trees and skill XP points, it feels arbitrary. Like go around and grind arbitrary things just to get to a level high enough to be able to take on. And if you go after something that's too high of a level, you're going to get wrecked. And then you come back when you're a higher level and it's downright easy. It just feels arbitrary and not rewarding. Like you're not beating this thing because you got better at the game. You're beating this thing because you did a whole bunch of other stuff first. And that's just what it just feels so arbitrary to me.
Yeah, but no one's forcing you to like overgrind and level up to the point that it's so easy.
No, just to be able to do it though. You have to overgrind and level up just to be able to.
Yeah, but if you're at the point
take them on
to be able to do it, I wouldn't say that's easy because you leveled up.
I'm saying like it's super hard and then it becomes doable and then it becomes super easy. And like, it's completely based on not getting good at the game. It's based on doing enough things so that your character levels up. I don't feel like I'm better at the game because I leveled up. I feel like I leveled up so the game becomes easier, if that makes sense.
I wouldn't say all RPGs are like that, because there are definitely RPGs that have difficulty settings where like you can level up all you want and it's still really freaking hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say I got the DLC, and they have a feature with the DLC that automatically boosts you to level 45 no matter what you're at before. You can automatically boost up to level 45 so you can reasonably take on the DLC right away, so you don't have to grind for that new level. So that's super good. I appreciate that. They do a lot of stuff right, and overall it's the best that I've played so far.
Sweet.
Can I recommend what you play after this series run?
You can make a recommendation. I got a lot of stuff on my list, but I'm
play
open
the Dark
to it.
Souls series.
I will not play the Dark Souls series. I tried a server test of that on Switch. I could not get into it.
Yeah, that doesn't matter how much you level up. You're still gonna get
there
wrecked.
you go.
You can,
Yeah,
you can level
no way, no
You
how.
can be level 1 billion. You still get wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, John?
We talked about Animal Crossing. But I did. So I don't know. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? They had the indie direct.
2 weeks ago.
Last week.
Yeah. So they unveiled. Well, I don't think they. I think Exit the Gungeon has been on Steam, but they released it on Switch, which is the sequel to Enter the Gungeon, but it's completely different. You're on like an elevator instead of going from room to room.
Mm-hmm.
There are like, you do like a few levels of enemies, and then like there's a spot where you stop and you like catch your breath for a second. And then you go on the elevator again. Then a boss pops up. It's kind of like the original, but like it's a different setup. All the enemies are the same, the guns are the same, but it's just different gameplay.
Sweet. And it's only $10.
It's only $10, yeah. So if you like the first one.
I've been playing Animal Crossing. It's like a village simulator where... All right, just kidding. I've also been playing Sea of Thieves, which I said a second ago, which is cooler than I thought it would be. I think it had like the same problem No Man's Sky had, where it had like kind of a shaky launch, but like since then they've like implemented a lot of really cool features and like it's super fun. So
do you buy a pet?
No. Is that a microtransaction?
I think so.
No, I haven't spent any real money on the game, and I'm playing it on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I also was playing the board game Gremlins Inc. and Minecraft Java Edition because I'm trying to still interact with my real life friends who aren't necessarily gamers with consoles. So we're trying to find games that like we can all easily play. Like Gremlins Inc. is a board game on Steam that was like 4 gigs that like we could all. It's complicated enough to where like you wouldn't be like it's not just like Monopoly. Like there's like a lot of different resources to manage, and it's like a completely different game that you've like never played before. There's a lot of games like that in retail stores that you can just straight up buy, but like they also have like video game versions of these games that are super cool. And
so is Minecraft Java free, or like what? Why?
No, it's
why
$27.
So why'd you choose that over Bedrock?
Because a lot of them are playing on Mac.
Oh, okay.
And in order to play cross-platform, you have to be on Java. So I'm actually hosting a server from my computer. Like I had to like learn how to like implement a bunch of stuff in the command line of my computer, which I haven't done in like 10 years to like actually host a server, which is interesting. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. So guys, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy. It's good always to have these podcasts and be able to talk to you guys. So thanks for co-hosting with me again, as always. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and ring that notification bell. You can also check out the audio version of this podcast on Google Play, Spotify, and iTunes. Join our Discord to keep in touch with us, especially during these socially isolating / distancing times. We're happy to communicate and keep you occupied and be friends with you. So follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can talk to us there. All these links can be found in the description. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.